It's a little early, but let's go ahead and get started just because your time is valuable. So, one thing that you're going to want to grab, and I tried to find something that I figured everybody had in their house. So you can just grab a can. It can be a beer. My beer of choice is a Small Victory, low calorie IPA. Anyhow, you're just using it as like something to pick up and put down. It can be a pen, it can be a wallet, it can be a phone, it can be anything. It's just something to move through space. It's like our driver. It's what we're thinking about moving. Okay. So grab your beer or your pen or your wallet or whatever it is that you want to be moving around. And that's what we're going to be or an orange. And is it an orange? Oh, like a lacrosse ball? Nice. Yeah, at the end, we can all share what item we used and we can see like how weird this got. So grab an item. We have a lacrosse ball. I have a beer. Just something that you're going to be moving through space. Evan, what do you have? A book?
Yep.
I love that. He's a college kid. That's what he should have a lot of right now. Okay, so start with a little bit of space. Start standing. And you guys are going to have your one item with you. Okay, so the beer, again, I have is in my right hand. So set it down right in front of your left toe. You're going to pick it up with the right hand, so opposite of what leg you're balancing on, and move it as far forward away from your toe as you can. Set it down, leave it there, and come back up. Then just reverse that and go get it. So pick it up from way away from you, bring it back to the toe, and come back up. So you're doing that 20 times with whatever weird item you've chosen. So you're picking it up, you're balancing on the left foot, picking the weight or the beer or the lacrosse ball or the book or the wallet, whatever it is, your item, and moving it back to the foot. So you'll notice moving it away from you is easier. Your body can kind of rely on a little bit of momentum to swing it out, but bringing it back should feel a little harder. Imagine you are balancing on a balance beam and you're just able to set something down on that balance beam a little further from you. So you're going through that 20 times. That means you're taking the item away from you 10 times and you're bringing it back to you 10 times. Make sense? Everything we're doing right now to start with is in the sagittal plane. So that's sagittal is just like forward to back. I try to think of it as like Sagittarius with this bow and arrow going forward. That's how we run. That's how we move through space. So that's always the first plane of motion we do because it's the least likely to injure you. When you're done with 20-ish of those, don't be too much of a stickler for following that number, but you'll switch. You'll be balancing on your right foot and your left hand will be your picker-upper. It's exactly the same. You're trying to get that item as far from your toes as possible, picking it up and bringing it back to your toes. Cool. 20 of those. One side, I feel like the second side we do, it always feels harder because your body has just figured out how to adjust to the other direction. So 20 total of these, that's 10 away and 10 back. And again, it can always be 20-ish. You should feel like everything in the back of the legs working, right? So it's that posterior chain we're trying to warm up. Everything from the back of the knee, up to the glute, up to the mid back. This is a good one. When you're done with that, those 20-ish, we're still going to use your item. It's just going to be now on this big frontal plane and there's going to be no balance. So if you're still going with that, what you were doing, keep doing it. If you're ready to move on, your next one is going to be your item in front of your left toe. And I'm just bending the left knee, reaching down for the item and moving it as far away from me as I can, picking it up and bringing it back. So I'm just bending the left knee. The right leg is staying straight the whole time. It's just this like dead leg. It's not really doing anything. I'm getting a big stretch in my hip. So it's that same idea. You're just moving that item back to the toes, away from the toes. You're going down to that side 20 times. We're doing a lot of these. The idea is we're going to spend the first like 10-ish minutes just getting really warmed up with high rep kind of stuff in all different directions for the hip joint. So you think about how your muscles work. You're going to do 20 on one side, 20 on the other side. So as soon as you've done 20-ish, You can always move to the other side. If you think about how the muscles work, your quads are your pushers, your hamstrings are your pullers. So when you go down, those hamstrings are ready to catch you, and then the quad takes over and pushes you back up. So it's a partnership between the front and the back of the leg. One decelerates, one accelerates. And then you're doing the same thing on the other side if you haven't already switched. It's always going to be that opposite arm that's reaching down. We call that common direction because that's how you run. So if the right leg's going forward, the left arm is going forward. If you do same arm, same leg, you end up with this kind of barn door effect. If you're just joining us, you guys just need an item. I don't know if I've told the last few people that have come in that yet, but legs are wide and we're just working on moving this item through space. So going down to one side, take the item forward, go down to that side, bring it back. You're on 20 on this side. We've already done the other side. We're gonna end up doing a lot of these. So if you're not sure if you really got 20 in or if you joined late, don't worry, you're still gonna end up doing more of these than you probably even want to do. All right. All right, when you're done there, we're going through world's greatest stretch. So that was just a lot of hip, and now we're going to spine. So big split stance, one foot is rooted down, one foot is just back there for balance. I'm trying as much as I can to arch the back, touch down, and then to arch the back, reach my fingertips back. So go through 10 of those. So it's as much movement in the spine as possible. So you're going rounded back forward, you have this big hunch in your back, and then open up the chest, eyes go up, fingertips go up, chin follows, go through 10 of those. The idea is to create space in the back, get all those back muscles working, connect the breathing with the movement if you can, so you're exhaling. Inhale when you go down, exhale into that stretch. Do 8 on the other side whenever you're ready. It's really exactly the same for the back. It's just a different leg that's working. So as far as your back is concerned, it's just doing 16 of these. Over exaggerate that arch back, eyes up, chin up, round at the back, hunch the shoulders over. It should feel like it looks like bad form. So much of what we do is this flat back. Right now, we're asking you to tuck the tailbone under and to concave the chest in. Arch back, reach, round over, touch the ground. If you're late getting here, don't worry, I have your item. We're using beer as our item. Nice job. 8 of those guys. And then we're gonna go back to that single leg balance, back to the hips. So those are 3 different things we just did. You'll notice, and now we're just gonna do them in different planes of motion. So grab your item, set it on the ground, balance on the left foot right behind it. And you're taking that, everybody should be on the same foot just because we are going to a different direction. Balance on the left foot, pick up the item with the right hand and take it out to the right side. So to do that, I have to tuck this leg to create a counterbalance and then come back up without it. Go down, grab it, counterbalance with that leg, and then bring the weight, or whatever it is, the weight, the beer, the wallet, the lacrosse ball, whatever it is you're using, take it out away from you, leave it there. So now you're just moving that item east to west. Think about how you can use your body as a counterbalance. If I keep the lower half of my body doing the same thing, and then I take the beer out to the side, I'm gonna go with it, because there's nothing I send to the other side. It's physics, it just doesn't work to just lean to one side. It's why when we think we're falling over to one side, we tend to like send our hips out to the other side to try to counter it. It's our strongest anchor point. You're doing 20 of those, it's a lot. As soon as you are done with those 20-ish, same thing, other side. Second round, you'll be on the right foot and you'll be grabbing it with the left hand. This back leg, we call that in climbing, flagging it. You're just like flagging the leg out to the side. A flagged leg in climbing is something you use to just send weight away from you so that you can shift the upper half of your body somewhere else. 20 of those.
10 on each side?
20 on each side. Nice job. So what you're asking that hip to do is to shift around on the femur head, and then you're asking everything surrounding that hip to correct it back to neutral. One of the main things we see when we're tired is a dropped hip or like a rotation in the kickback of the leg when you're running. This is supposed to strengthen those muscles that can help you correct that. Forgot which leg I'm on. Right? No, I'm on the right leg. 20 of those guys. Nice job. One side might feel easier than the other. It's very normal. We're very asymmetrical or one side dominant beings. Nice work. All right, when you're done there, you're going back to that super wide stance. Your item is right in front of your left toes. The feet are rooted down. So we call this just pre-position. That means they're not going to move. Your knees are going to move, your hips are going to move, but your feet are going to stay rooted to where they are right now. So if the item's in front of the left foot, it's going to be my right hand that grabs it, and you're taking it as far away as you can from that foot. Come back up. Retrieve it, bring it back, come back up. Makes sense? See if each time you could get it a little further. And that's a lot of just lower back, oblique. If you're rotating to the left, it's your right oblique that's going to be responsible for pulling you back. Obliques are what wrap around. There are pullers. You're collapsing to one side. It's just because that other side isn't strong enough to kind of correct you. You're doing 20 of these, so you can move through them as quickly as possible once you get used to that movement. It's supposed to just fatigue that leg, tire it out a little bit. And then when you shift sides, switch sides, it's the exact same thing on the other foot. Make sense? So that item is in front of your right toe. Your left hand moves it away from the toe and then brings it back. See if you can get a little further each time. The item's kind of silly, but it is nice to have this like thing you can see that you have to go after each time. You know, if you picked up the item, you at least went as far as you went when you left it there. Same thing as we did last time, just a different plane of motion, right? Last time was sagittal. This one you call frontal because it's side to side. It's the plane that would split your front from your back. So next, when you're done, we're going to go back through spinal movement with these split stances. Last time we did the rounded back, arched back. This time you're going streamline position. So like head is between the arms, biceps are close to the ears. You're staying vertical. So you're not rotating, you're not collapsing forward. Imagine you have this fake wall, this imaginary wall in front of you and behind you. So you can only move between it. So that's what you're doing. Streamline position, way up off the back heel. That just makes you a little wobblier. And you're going 8 to each side. It would be better for you to just do this tiny lean that is really true to that frontal plane movement than it would be for you to go really far, but I'm from the side, you can see I'm just dropping my chest. It's better to be straight up and down and just have that smaller range of motion, but true to that really side to side effort. Same thing on the other side. 8, just kind of sink down into it. Knees are bent. You're not low. This shouldn't feel like it's really taxing on the legs. This should feel good. I always say that. I don't know if it ever really does to everybody. But it should feel like it's just opening up things. You're at least moving in a direction that you're not always used to moving in. And we'll go through a third round of those 3 things. So you can kind of start to see how we're hitting each of these 3 just with a different plane of motion, right? It's Tim.
This?
Yeah.
It's all right. Hi, Tim.
Jason just did a double take. I think he was noticing.
Keeping tabs.
Don't be mistaken by these good looks. I get it. I get it.
Exactly. All right. We're back to that single leg balance. So your item is in front of your left toes. Your right hand is going to be your grabber. You're gonna pick it up and you're trying to take it all the way around to the heel and come back up. This one's the wobbliest. And now go from the heel back to the toe. Nice job. From the toe, wrap around to the heel, come back up to neutral every time. So remember, neutral is hips are even, shoulders are even, and even more importantly, shoulders are over your hips. So we talk about this rectangle a lot. That's what I mean when I say come back to neutral. Because the truth is, what we're mostly trying to do, our main goal here is to create a more durable endurance athlete. And if you don't train your body to come back to that perfect form, then you're training it to go to this like halfway point. So always come back to that reset and you're going back down. 20 of those, as you can see, I don't really count. I just do it until I'm kind of tired and then I do a couple more and then I switch.
So that's an example of what not to do then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No, it's what to do. I just think some people need numbers. If I told somebody, go until you get tired and then do a couple more, they'd be like, I'm on number 100.
Parker.
Or 2.
Where is he?
I don't think, is Parker in here? I don't know. I don't know. The person who I think would win the endurance award on this thing is Judy. She's killing it with the daily challenge. We've had a daily challenge going for like 40 something days. And she's still hanging in there.
Everybody's
I dropped out. I'm impressed. We should start a new one with this mobility group because that's what we need, are more challenges. It's kind of fun. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous things are fun. All right, 20 of those. Notice if one arm is like flying around or shoulders are tensing up, just take note of what's happening kind of from head to toe. Makes sense? 20-ish of those. Then we're gonna go back to that super wide stance. Left toe has the item in front of it. Right hand is your grabber. And you're going around to the heel, back up from the heel, around to the toe. So it's essentially the same thing happening. You're just you now have this other leg planted down and you have a lot of movement in the knee rather than in the hip. So that item's going around to the heel, around to the toe. I told them we're gonna have everybody show us what their items were at the end. Evan has a book, which I thought was very appropriate because he is in college right now. And that should be what is closest to you. I think Ryan had a lacrosse ball.
I had books in my pockets. I had books in the couch cushions in college. I had books in the cupboard.
Readily available at all times.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready to switch sides, switch sides. That item will be in front of the right toe. Left hand will be grabbing it. And you'll be moving it around behind the heel. Try to over exaggerate that movement. It should feel like there's a lot of stuff happening in the back. The oblique has to do a lot to pull you back up from it. Like I was saying earlier, the quad is your ascender. It's what's pushing you back up. Your glute and hip and hamstring are what are kind of descending you down, holding you there while you're moving the item. They work together. We tend to check out the back of the legs and use more dominant efforts in the quad, mostly because it's a bigger muscle. We can see it and it's harder to signal to the body to use the back of the leg. We're so used to running on the toes. So last spinal movement will be in that, whenever you're ready, last spinal movement will be in that same kind of split stance that we've been in the whole time. Fingertips straight out in front of you, and you're just keeping the eyes and chin and everything forward and just rotating shoulders side to side. So imagine how this happens is if I twist right, it's my right lat, my right oblique that are pulling me around. So when you twist right, think about making that right shoulder pull back. When you twist left, think about making that left shoulder pull back. So this is a pull exercise, 8 to each side, 16 total. Imagine your spine has to stay straight up and down. I always describe that your spine's like a skewer and you're just like the fruit or the shrimp or whatever on it. You can just twist right on that point. I'm going to come up with a better thing. That's a weird analogy. Even I will admit. 8 each way, vertical spine, chin off the chest, head and neck stay forward, head and neck don't go with the hands. We are going to do a little vision drill right after this. We're going to do vision drill, breathing drill, vision drill, breathing drill, done. Cool. Okay, you don't need your item anymore. You can push it off to the side.
Or drink it.
Or drink it if it is a beer. All right, once you're done with those 8 rotations on the second side, we're going to go into vision drills. So left foot is rooted down, right leg is just stepping forward, stepping back. So my spine stays still. If you couldn't see what was happening from the waist down, you would just think I was like sliding forward. So it's just this, like, I call them sneaky steps, sneaky step forward, sneaky step back. So start going through that. We're not counting, so this is a good one. You don't have to worry about keeping track. Chin off the chest, eyes forward. So we use a lot of that sensory input, that what we see, visual input, to figure out where we're stepping. So when we don't have that, then we lose some of that. And you don't necessarily always need that vision. You can root yourself better into the ground. You can be more aware of your body movement, your shift in weight. So we're going to kind of mess that up and take away that vision. So don't change anything about what the lower half of your body is doing. And do a big turn of the head to the left, eyes left, like a 90-degree turn. And if it helps for you to look at something, to like lock onto, that's totally fine. By the way, your left quad should start being tired here at some point. Now we're going to the right. So right, chin goes right, eyes go right. Now we'll go chin up, eyes up. And imagine you're trying to step in the exact same spot every time. You're trying to keep the same pace, same movement, regardless of what you're able to look at. And then last one, eyes closed. The good news is if anybody is actually following the rules, they can't see how wobbly you are. So just go with it. 3, 2, last one. And then shake out that leg. That quad should be tired. It's a lot to ask out of it. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Right foot rooted down. Now your left leg's your mover. All right. Vertical spine, step forward, step back. Nice job. Chin off the chest, eyes are locked onto something at eye level. Just this like really soft step forward, soft step back. Nice job. Now we'll do chin right, eyes right. So we'll start with the right side first this time. Try to step in the exact same spot every time. Think about what it feels like for that moving leg, the moving hip. Go chin left, eyes left. So you're aware of what the arms are doing, if the core is tight, if your breathing is smooth. Trying to breathe from the belly, not shrugging the shoulders, chin up, eyes up. And then lastly, eyes closed for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice job. All right, lay down. Yeah, we have plenty of time. Okay, lay down. You gonna take my mat? Use my mat. All right, so lay back. We're just gonna do a breathing drill. So you don't even really need to see me. I'm just gonna be doing this. So lay back, I always put like my right hand on my belly, left hand on the chest. And you're gonna do a long enough inhale through the nose that you're trying to think about filling up the belly, filling up the chest, a little bit more for the head, and then big exhale through the mouth. So it'll always be an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. All right, I'll start counting it. You don't have to go with me if you're like, I'm on my own rhythm, that's fine. I'll talk you through the first 5 and then you can do the last 5 on your own. We're not doing a ton of these. So right hand on the belly, left hand on the chest, inhale through the nose, fill up the belly, fill up the chest, a little more for the head, big exhale for the mouth. Inhale, belly, chest, head, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, belly, chest, head. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, belly, chest, head. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, belly, chest, head. Exhale, mouth. You can do the last 5 on your own, at your own cadence. If it feels better to go slower or faster. You're just trying to saturate yourself with really good deep breaths. You can have eyes open, eyes closed. All right, and on the last one, roll over just onto a forearm plank. Big inhale through the nose and just hold there until it becomes uncomfortable. The idea is not to get to the point where you're just shaking, you're just holding with an inhale. You'll let out this big exhale and then just go into child's pose. Nice job. All right, we'll do one more vision drill because I'm sure everybody liked those so much. They're good for you. And now we feel good. We have all this air and we're relaxed. Okay.
Oxygenated.
So now we'll go through a different vision drill. Rather than stepping onto that foot in front and in back, you're just going quick, toe forward, toe back, toe forward, toe back. So these are a little quicker and you're really just tapping forward, tapping back. All right. Left foot rooted down, right leg's your mover, chin up the chest, eyes forward, a little bit of weight is going into the ground. Say like if you had paint on your toe, you're just putting a little dot, a little dot. You're trying to match that dot every time. So it goes to the same spot. Now go chin left, eyes left. Chin right, eyes right. Chin up, eyes up. Eyes closed. We're gonna go through that again. Eyes open, chin left. Chin right, eyes right. Chin up, eyes up. Eyes closed, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. I should fatigue that leg as well. All right, same idea, right foot rooted down, left toe is reaching forward, left toe is reaching back. You're going through this pretty quickly. It's front, back, back. Eyes forward at about eye level. Chin right, eyes right. Chin left, eyes left. Chin up, eyes up. Eyes closed. 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll go through those again. Eyes open, chin right, eyes right. Chin left, eyes left. Chin up, eyes up. And eyes closed. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Shake out the leg. Nice job. All right, one more breathing drill. Okay, so lay down again. Get comfy. And we'll do this box breathing kind of drill. So you think about your box. It's going to be inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And I'll give you a count for each one. Again, hand on the belly, hand on the chest, always inhaling through the nose, always exhaling through the mouth. And again, you can match me, or if you're like, I know how to do this, I can do it on my own. But if you want to do it together, we'll go inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale completely, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Keep going on your own count. Just this big inhale, hold, big exhale, and hold. Do 5 more of those breaths. It should be that you're getting to this point where the lungs are so full it's slightly uncomfortable, to where the lungs are completely empty and it's slightly uncomfortable. And you're just telling the body it's okay to be in this place. Oxygen is coming. You're not in danger. We're in a safe place. You're in control. Keep going through those again, trying to relax the chest, focus on expanding the belly. Go through like 1 or 2 more of those. Last thing you're doing. Finish the one that you're on. Nice job. That's it for today. We did more breathing stuff, less abs, more balance stuff, more vision, but you should just be expecting weird new stuff each week. Cool. It's so good to see so many of you. We should do this again. How about next Wednesday, 5:30? That works. Awesome.
Thanks, everyone.
Good to see you guys.